wants to know how to get rich in real estate. Well, I got rich in real estate. I'm going to tell you how it's done. Step by step, move by move is a proven system to get rich in real estate, and you're going to learn about it right here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to buy property off market. We're going to talk about 1031 exchange and how to trade your equity and defer taxes to build your portfolio. We're going to talk about what's called value add real estate, and you're going to learn the business about how to actually buy real estate and make money and become rich doing it. Here we go. The short answer is cash flow and equity growth. Cash flow means money that you put in your pocket from your real estate. Positive cash flow. Equity growth means the value of properties going up over time with both appreciation and increased cash flow, which increases the value of the property. And lastly, using the available tax code legally and ethically to minimize your taxes, which allows real estate investors to become very wealthy. And the reason why the government does that is because real estate investors are providing a much needed benefit socially, which is housing for people to have a place to live. Most people think becoming rich in real estate is difficult, and I would say that it's not that difficult. What I would say is that the hardest part of becoming rich in real estate is getting out of your own way. I often meet people and they just won't buy anything. They just will not pull the trigger. And a lot of your ability to become wealthy has to come from within. You have to work on yourself. Personal development is as much about in real estate investing and becoming rich as it is about improving your own life. Too many people in their mind don't think they can do something. Oh, my credit's no good. I don't have enough money. Okay, well, all those things are overcomable, all right? Is that a word, overcomable? You can do those things. You can learn how to do it. And that's why I have the site for you to learn and get a taste of what's possible. Becoming rich in real estate comes down to building an asset base of properties, buying of properties over time. Everybody does it over time. Everybody starts. The key is they start it. And if you start, that makes you a small percentage of the people that want to. When I used to fix up homes and I was running around neighborhoods all the time, people all the time would say to me, I want to be doing what you're doing. And I would always say, then do it. Do it. Okay? Nothing's stopping you. If you want to get rich in real estate, one of the first ways to do that is to start investing in property. And the way you invest in property is by learning how to do it. There's a whole video I've talked about how to buy your first home. There's whole videos on how to buy multifamily real estate. There's whole videos on how to get an attorney. All these things are on my channel. So today I'm going to talk about how to particularly get rich using 1031 exchange. 1031 exchange means you buy a home, you fix it up, you rent it for a while, you build cash flow, you build equity, you sell it eventually and trade. It's called a 1031 because it's section 1031 of the tax code. You trade into a bigger property. You know this as monopoly. I got a couple houses and I got a hotel. I got a house or two and I got an apartment building, a multifamily, okay? That's the first way you get rich in real estate, is you trade out of smaller properties into larger properties, and you go from buying single or 2 units or 4 units into bigger units. Last month I traded what I sold a few months ago, a 4-unit building, and I traded into a 15-unit building, okay? 1031 tax deferred exchange. I talk about that a lot on my channel. You can learn how to do that. The second way to get rich in real estate is to use cash flow to improve the property, okay? What do I mean by that? When you own a property, the cash flow from the property, instead of putting it all in your pocket, you improve the property. Landscaping, paint, upgrade the inside, put on a newer roof, okay? Add a accessory dwelling unit in the backyard where you have an extra unit that you can rent, which are allowed in many areas where you could just put in the backyard of a house another unit, okay? Another way to get rich in real estate is to focus on value add. Some of you know that as fixer-uppers, but there's also value add in multifamily where the place has just been neglected. I invested years ago with a guy who's since passed away, And he was of the philosophy, he hardly spent any money on anything. So by going in and redoing the properties and fixing them up and making them more modern and cleaner and nicer, I was able to get more rent. That's called value add. I was able to put laundry inside the units. That's called value add. Gave me more rent, see? Other things I did was I replaced windows. So I got a better quality financially tenant because the place was nicer. So depending on the condition of the property is going to depend on who's willing to live there, right? So if the properties are nicer and nicer and nicer and you use your cash flow to increase the property value by enhancing the property, that's another way to get rich in real estate. Another great way to get rich in real estate is by better management, keeping your expenses down, reducing your cost of water by using flow restrictive devices, reducing your cost of maintenance by using, instead of a lawn, maybe rock or some other type of landscaping that doesn't need to be mowed all the time. I can think of a property I bought in 2018 where it had this beautiful lawn in the front that was always dying and it had hit or miss on how it looked. I took it all out and I put nice white and gray rock in the front. How much does that cost me to maintain? Not very much compared to having somebody mow the lawn and water the lawn, right? So that cuts expenses. That's another way to get rich in real estate, managing your expenses. Another way to get rich in real estate is increasing income by things other than rent. Of course, you could do rent increases as well, like adding laundry, paid parking, covered parking, enforcing late fees. These are things that can cause people to pay additional money and bring additional revenue to your bottom line and also increase the value of your building. Because remember, the money you have left over from the property determines your value, especially in multifamily, right? So if I have, $20,000 a year left over, or I have $40,000 or $30,000 left over, the property's worth more money with more money left over. Increasing income, decreasing expenses, I talk about this in some of my other videos on the channel with multifamily, is another way that you get rich in real estate. And one of the most important ways to get rich in real estate is to have a mentor, someone that's going to show you how to avoid the pitfalls and how to make money. Now, I'm an active real estate investor. I do millions of dollars of real estate all the time. And I watch other people that have channels on YouTube too, because we all learn from each other. So it's important that you subscribe, because by subscribing, you're getting my viewpoint, you'll get other people on the internet who invest in real estate's viewpoint, and all of those will help educate your mind to wealth concepts, to how to make money in real estate, how to get rich in real estate, how to get financial freedom so you aren't stuck having to work in a job, which you may want to keep working that job. But it gives you choices, right? It gives you the ability to take care of your family, your friends, your children, your charity, your church, or whoever else that you may want to help. Because as you have extra cash flow and you get rich, I often say, to which much is given, much is expected. And so as you begin rich and you develop wealth in real estate, which many people have done starting with nothing, you can do it. You're going to be expected to help other people. And my last point on this is, don't be a scaredy cat. So many people never pull the trigger. I'm a load, fire, aim guy. Load, fire, aim. Load, fire, aim. Okay? Most people are a load, aim. And they never shoot. For crying out loud. I've seen people that have diagnosed and analyzed the building to where it would have sold 4 times by the time they make a decision. Okay? Make decisions quickly and change them slowly. That's successful people. Unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and change them quickly. So if you want to be rich in real estate, act, pull the trigger, do all the things that real estate investors do, like put your finances together, be ready, have seen a mortgage broker, know where you're getting the money, be ready to go. And by starting and investing and following the things we talk about on this channel, you potentially could become very rich in real estate or rich in real estate. That's not to say that people don't lose money in real estate, but real estate can be very forgiving. Even if you mess up, a lot of times over time, it all works out. So remember, subscribe, join me on the next video where I'm going to talk about how to create cash flow in real estate. And remember, no matter what, patience is very important in real estate, okay? If you look at a lot of the people that aren't even real estate investors that have made a lot of money in real estate, like your parents or your grandparents. They just bought 1 or 2 properties and held on to them for a hell of a long time and paid them off. So hang in there with me. Join me on the next video, and let's help you learn how to become wealthy. And besides subscribing to the channel, I'm writing a book on real estate, several of them actually, but the first book's coming out shortly. So go ahead and follow the link in the description, and we'll get you on the list to get a copy of the book. It's a free book, and we're going to be sending it to those who are interested.